Richard, my boy.
Hello there. Didn't expect to see me here now, did you?
Brave of you, I have to admit. This is Dr. Lanyon, Richard.
How do you do, sir?
Well, speak of the devil.
And then I have another discussion.
Not more than 15 minutes ago.
I must be silent.
Richard, how did you know I was here?
I stopped by your flat, and your man told me about Dr. Henry Jekyll's. So an impulse I decided to join. Besides, I've been dying to see what this place looks like on the inside. I'm not intruding on anything private, am I?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, Dr. Jekyll isn't here, though I can't imagine you ever wanting to meet him.
You mean because he got the broad?
Yes, I've just been telling Dr. Lanyon about Dr. Jekyll and Miss Diana. Their relationship seems to have caused quite a stir, in the papers and everything.
Well, I won't be fooled anytime soon. It was simply a case of her referring him to me. I bear him mouse.
It's fine if you feel that way about it.
That's all I can do. But you see, I feel that I haven't lost her. I'm sure I can go back if I'm willing to play a waiting game.
What makes you so optimistic?
She's a geezer, and Diana needs to be with someone who can support me as an actress. Besides, I can take her photo and land the front page any day.
Keep that attitude up, Richard, and you might be right.
At least I'm going to continue to hope so. My nerves have been on edge anyhow. Been that way since last night. And that's why I want to see you. Get this off my chest.
Why? What happened?
I'm actually rather glad to have you both to tell it to. That is, if you don't mind horror stories.
After all my years of surgeries, I'm used to horror stories. What are you driving at, Richard?
Do you remember that one dilapidated house? The one 2 stories tall, showing no windows, only a door on the lower story?
Yes, I do remember. It was in that narrow, crooked back alley in the Chavez Ravine. The house looked as though thugs paid it a regular visit, like something on the wall. Yes.
We remarked at the time that it had a sinister appearance, and that it looked like a ghost house.
Yes, I remember.
Well, I've seen it at night, and it is sinister.
Really? What do you mean?
Well, I was walking about in that part of town, but I do want to crunch all the paper, and I need to work out some writer's work. It must have been nearly 3 o'clock in the morning, and the street was deserted. I suddenly felt cold chills all over me, and for a second, began to wish even a cop would have put an appearance.
That's too much to hope for, at that hour.
Well, all at once, I saw 2 figures. One was an awkward man, stumbling lines, and the other was a small child running across the street.
A child on the street at that hour. It's time for Los Angeles to clean up the city.
Well, strange as that may seem, at the corner, the 2 ran into each other. And here comes the most terrible part. The old man trampled calmly on the child, bruised, bloody, and a broken arm shoe. I was absolutely stunned by his sight. There this beast stood, laughing at the child's misery.
I never met anything more awful. Of course you make them right away.
Immediately. And here comes the strange part. He offered no resistance whatsoever, and I grabbed him. He gave me a look. A fiendish horror. I brought cold chills all over me. I had to soon retreat. He stood there with kind of black, sneering coldness that was almost unbelievable in such a situation.
A greaser, no doubt. Well, did they ever call the cops?
He didn't give them a chance. He walked right up the child's father, as calm and collected as though nothing had happened, and said, "If you choose to make capital assistance, I naturalize. So name your figure." Child's father told me he'd settle for $100.
And did he pay it?
He walked right into that ghost house, fetched $10 in cash and a checkbook, issued a check to the family for $9. I saw the check with my own eyes.
That's a lot of moolah for a family in that part of town.
I still can't believe what I saw last night. I'll obviously recount it as tomorrow's headline. Maybe we'll even be able to catch the bait.
Did you get a good look at his mug?
Yeah, one of the ugliest looking men I've ever seen. Absolutely detestable and unforgivable. He walks with a stoop as though he was deformed, like a hunchback. He looked more like a bum than a man able to draw a check for nearly $100.
Well, what was the name signed the check?
Yes, you remember it, of course.
I shall never forget it. It was Edward Hyde!
Edward Hyde.
Yes, do you know the man?
No. Why, that is... No, I don't.
Have you ever heard of the name, Doctor?
Never.
Richard, I want you to do me a favor.
Oh, yeah?
This man, this Edward Hyde, paid the sum demanded by the parents of that unfortunate child. Therefore, the incident is closed. Promise me that you will never write about it. Don't mention it. Don't headline it, and don't ever speak of it ever again. Will I have your word?
Yes, you do. Whatever you say, cousin. But what's the matter with you?
Yeah. What's the matter, Utterson? I thought you didn't know this Hyde bird.
I never saw the man in my life. But, well, Richard's story. I've just got a bad feeling about all of this, and I'd rather all of us just drop it completely. Do you mind?
Not at all. Since I got it out of my system, I just as soon forget about it all the time.
Thank you. That's a bargain.
And now, if our host will soon make an appearance, I shall have to be going. It's very late and I have many things I need to do.
Hello? Is anyone home?
Diana!
Why, Richard Enfield, of all people, I never expected to find you here.
One turns up in strange places. Oh, good evening, Madam Delilah. You look lovely this evening.
Richard Enfield, it's so good to see you again, my dear boy. It's been too long.
Too long, madam. Entirely too long.
Good evening, Miss Utterson. It's nice to see you again.
It's nice seeing you, Miss Diana. And I confess, I fall for your beautiful face every time I see it on the big screen. Congratulations on your success. How do you do, Madam Delilah?
Mr. Edward.
Do you know Dr. Lanyon?
I've never had that pleasure. How do you do, Doctor?
Miss Diane,
Oh.
I'm delighted. I must confess, it's not my first time rubbing elbows with a celebrity, but it certainly is the first time the celebrity's been so beautiful. I guess it was doing something right these days.
And do you know Dr. Lanyon, Madam Delilah?
Oh, yes. We met many years ago.
Yes, a long time ago. You must be a very proud mother, and you're well, I trust.
Quite fit. Thank you, sir.
But where is Dr. Jekyll?
His housekeeper tells us he's been out all evening. We've been waiting for him to return, so you might as well join the waiting list.
Oh, yes. Sit with me, Diana.
A beastly hour call that Diana insisted.
Oh, we were on our way home from MGM Studios, and I thought I saw the lights on in the living room. So I decided to drop by and surprise Henry with a visit. Oh, being on the studio set is so tiring, so busy. Being around Henry keeps me calm, centered, and at peace.
My visit here, it's an amazing surprise, too. I haven't seen Henry in quite some time.
You and Henry are old friends, aren't you, Doctor?
Oh, yeah. We go way back.
Oh. Well, he talks to me quite often.
It's nice to know he hasn't forgotten about me.
And what are you doing here, Richard?
Oh, I just came by to see Charlotte. I stopped by his plant pulling on Dr. Henry Jekyll. So an impulse I just had to join. Besides, what reporter would kill for a chance to take a scoop inside Dr. Jekyll?
Always on the job, aren't you, Richard? I'm not your dame. You come here to bust Henry's lip.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I got out of shipping to Berlin.
I'm sure Richard's too much of a gentleman to cause a scene.
Thank you for your vote of confidence, madam. I hold no ill feelings for Dr. Jekyll. In fact, I'm not just sorry for him.
Excuse me?
Yes. Whenever I think of pegs like that, pushing old Jekyll along in a wheelchair, well, I can't help but pity you both.
That's okay. We all know that only the Nelly boys stay out of the war. Take a hike, Richard.
Yes. This bears both then for the humiliation. Have a say good night. Diana. Dr. Lanyon, I'll stop by your pad tomorrow if you don't mind, Charlie.
I'll be glad to have you, Richard. Good night.
Good night.
You know, Diana, Richard was very fond of me. And is still. And, well, the situation isn't what she was liking.
Richard's a doll, I know that. But he needs to move on. I'm not his girl. I'm with Henry now.
Still, I can't help thinking there is something in what he said. After all, Diana's not yet 21, while Jekyll is, I say, how old is he?
Well, he's only 2 years younger than me, so he's no spring pigeon.
I never think of the difference in our years. Henry's so kind, so gentle, so thoughtful. Oh, I've never known a man quite like him. Did you see him in the morning papers?
Yes, he's made quite a name for himself with his work.
I have to ask, though, Diana, do you ever find him moody, depressed, irritable?
Never irritable with me, but he does seem depressed. But that's only natural, for he works very hard. Whenever I remove him for it, he He always says, there's